Hey. Okay, so now I'm gonna get super meta and I'm gonna make a video commentary of your video commentary. Also, meet Dickens. Dickens, say hi to Julie. Sweet boy. He's the one I'm trying to protect from the outdoors. He was born on the streets, but okay, wait. What did I do when I shared it? Share computer sound. So I'm not sharing computer sound. So hopefully it should not play your sound over when I'm
Hi,
trying.
Dorian.
But
how's it going? I'm trying to figure this Zoom recording out.
we'll see. Oh, aren't you cute?
Some of your concerns,
Let's see. Oh,
a specification
so
for that I think might work.
The thing here about maybe I'll just mute it, that the part of the accordion window that would go out could be right there on this side instead of this side. I think that's a good idea. Also, I didn't realize that you could open like just a single pane of it, because that's the other thing is I haven't actually watched somebody open and close one. So I wasn't sure exactly how that would work. But that's good to know. We can do it that way. And I was also interested that the little deck thing was intended to be permanent. So that's kind of cool. I was like, oh, I'll have to build something when I get there. But I think it's cool if there's something that's like permanent on hinges or whatever that you fold up to sort of protect this side as well when you're moving it.
Yeah. There's totally a bunch of different options we can do with either hanging a divider here or I want to share with you the 3D model.
Yay, the 3D model.
Know that I haven't worked on the exterior or to get elevations of the interior and exterior. Another screen with you. And right now, I don't really have any. The way this works with the roof is that because the stair is on.
Okay, so about the roof, I really want to have dormers on both sides over the loft. I know that that's the harder way to do it. But if it's like doable, even if it's a little bit more expensive and takes a little bit more care, I feel like that's something that I do want. I'm happy to have the other side slanted for the solar panels, but I really do want a double dormer on the loft side. I just feel like it makes it more of a bedroom and less of a closet that you sleep in upstairs. And it also allows you the ability to have two skylights, you know, kind of one on each side of the dormers. So that's my thought on the roof.
With any leakage issues, anything like that, because you're going to be minimizing the ground floor plan and kind of work that out. With this pop out is that you could close the pop out,
like that.
Or we can take it off. I just want to show you, this is the loft, the storage loft here. I'm going to hide these so we can talk about what's underneath. So when you walk in, one thing I think that's not quite clearly shown on the drawings is that.
Okay, so you're talking about how it's the living room that's raised up. I am curious about how much it's raised up, like how many inches. But also, yeah, figuring out how to access the storage that would be under that would make it worth doing. Otherwise, it's kind of like maybe you make it maybe the middle part isn't, like, I don't know, like there's stuff to talk about as far as making it accessible. Like I definitely don't want to have hatches all over the place that I have to like pull up to get into the storage underneath, but the storage underneath could also be like something that's accessed from the outside. That's like, you know, stuff that I literally hardly ever use, and maybe the drawer thing for the middle part, but the other two are like places to slide in, fold up chairs and like, you know, just other kind of like shit that I don't like need very often. But I think that the ability to access storage is as valuable as having the storage, if that makes sense. Cool. And then, and then you were saying that, and so I get it that that's the first step up onto this, and that this is 1 foot 8 inches. And I measured the enclosure that my cat's cat box is in now, and it's 22 inches from floor to the top of the enclosure. And like, so that's another inch on either side. So I actually think that a 1 foot 8 inch enclosure would be fine, as long as the plastic box with the little sides itself fits in there. So I can do an extra measurement on that. But I feel like you should be able to handle it in that amount of space, considering the space that he has now. But maybe I also need the width measurement on that. Yeah, so that's that about the cat box. I like how I keep considering my cat and all this.
And then we can put a lid on this stair, make that usable underneath. I am not sure where you want to put the convection oven.
Oh yeah, and then like about the convection oven thing, like I'm thinking we could just go ahead and put it under the stove top, as though it was a range, you know, of a stove and an oven underneath. I'm not sure if that is more practical or provides more options or whatever than just having a small actual stove oven unit and just foregoing a microwave. But I feel like I also am going to need a microwave every now and again. So maybe just putting the microwave underneath the convection / microwave underneath the little stove top is totally fine.
Height, then I might suggest putting it over here, and we can definitely make that fit. But if you don't mind it lower, it would cover. The door, one thing, you asked me what my opinion was on some of the things that we have going on here, and I really like the layout, except for you had mentioned a built-in kind of banister.
Oh, okay. Now that I understand that that's going to be like a step up there, like, yeah, the little banister thing doesn't make sense there. I wasn't picturing it in that way. Also, with the barn doors, I wasn't picturing mounting the TV on an actual barn door. I was just picturing mounting it on something that's on barn door casters so it can be moved back and forth. But so definitely not a full length one like that, but maybe one that's, you know, hangs down, you know, to the top of the table or something like that, or the top of the second, third stair or whatever. That sort of frames the TV when it's on it and makes it stable to move it back and forth. And I also like that it is possible to hide the cord and make it sort of maybe go up in the track up top. But yeah, no, it does not need to, because the idea would be that whether or not the table was up or down, you could move the TV side to side regardless of whether or not the table is down. So that's the point, is that it should, the whole thing should slide over the height of the table.
Across, so that it's more like just a panel that's moving. You don't really need this extra length here. And exactly. In that case, you could build out the step a little bit more and still be able to step on that piece that comes out. I'm just not completely sold that a built-in piece here in this location is going to be the best, because it's going to kind of impede this.
Yeah, now that I understand
going on here,
that design there, I don't, the built-in thing we don't need.
Circulation zone. If you had something like a bench that's movable, that's you could bring in and out and move around, then you have a little bit more flexibility. You can make that seating, or, you know, you can open it up if you have people over, so you can like put stools in.
Yeah, I think maybe little storage ottomans or something that can also be pushed up against the wall when the table is up or whatnot, you know, or under the table or whatever.
Whatever you want. I personally think that like having stools that you could put storage under, like put things in that are movable, might be a little bit easier long term.
Yeah, totally. I think that too. But also regarding the full length barn door here, once you get rid of that part, the couch and the arm, in whatever way it's going to be done, can go flush against both walls. So whether that means that we custom build some sort of like arm tables, blah, blah, blah there, or if the couch has arms, it'll go wall to wall.
Get nice light in there.
Okay, so the thing about this area, I'm still not like sold on it. I feel like the washer dryer is just too prominent, which I hate that. Could we try and see about putting the washer dryer like instead of the desk, putting it at the end of the sink so it cuts off the space on that side too? Because the other thing is I'm worried about how much space between here. It's like only 24 inches or something, and that just like leaves you no fucking space to actually like get dressed and blah blah blah. So now I'm like, let's try some more configurations with this, because this is the part that doesn't excite me. I like this, I like this, I like the living room, I like how a lot of it looks, but this part I feel like we are failing ourselves in some way. I feel like there is a better way to configure it, and we just have to figure out what it is. So there's a challenge there.
I think that let me go in and then unhide everything. So you can see the loft level up here. It's at 6'8". I'm around here. I was also thinking that we might want to add a little shelf above the door that comes.
Yeah, I think a high shelf place for Kitty Cat to walk across. Also, don't forget about the exposed beams that cut across the space that he'll probably also walk across, but that I can also hang stuff on and maybe figure out a way to pull a bike up. Maybe the bike pulley thing is up over the stairs, something like that. I don't know.
Guess that doesn't matter, but yeah, so this is kind of what it looks like with the roof on. Tell me what your thoughts are for a storage unit. Like I should fit a king size bed.
Yeah, so like I said about the top, like I think I definitely want dormers up there so that it feels more like a bedroom and less like a closet that you crawl into to
just
sleep.
Want to show you, and this is looking out the other direction. I want to look at different types of windows when we look at the elevations.
Oh yeah, so the windows on the back, I'm totally down to have 3 like long, like tall windows there. I think that's totally cool. I think that's the best. Like, hopefully structurally that'd be better because there would be beams and shit between them, but also just like I aesthetically sort of like the way that looks. And yeah, I think that structurally it'd probably be a lot better when moving it and whatnot. But yeah, so I'm down to have like 3 tall windows.
Elevations and do all that together. We also probably want to add some windows on this side, but it's up to you. We could add another window up here. And then in the loft space, a skylight up here for egress. Totally easy.
Yeah, so I'm even thinking with dormers that there's double skylights, one on either side of the dormer. And then there's also windows on the side. I don't know if that makes that like structurally not sound or whatever, or just more difficult, but I'm happy to have that be more difficult and have that as it were.
Anyway, let me know your thoughts. I just wanted to run this by you and show you what I have going on. Yeah, so I think understanding the layout of the stairs is important.
Yeah, I get that now.
Maybe you can see that this is a step up. If you don't like that, that's totally fine. We can pull these stairs down. It'll just increase the height of each stair if we pull it down so the first step is level with this platform. But if you don't mind it, I think you're going to get a little bit more usable space out of this double height kind of drawer right here. Yeah. So that's what we have going on.
Yeah, cool.
Let's see.
I think that's pretty much it.